Watch Game Kings, The Definition of Game, documentary by joining the Bad Boy membership. Go to badboymembership.com right now and be one of the first people to watch this movie. Official release date, Black Friday, November 27th, 2020. Yo, what's poppin'? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about how when you have game, right, you're going to actually be better looking. Okay, so a lot of guys, they're always talking about, oh, well, it's all about looks, and looks is like this big important thing and all this other stuff, right? Understand that having game will make you better looking, right? So what does that mean? That means that when you have game, meaning when you have that skill or strategy to get what you want, right? When you understand your value, when you're confident, when you're on point, right? What's going to happen is that that's going to carry over to every facet of your life. Meaning if you have a certain mindset where you're looking at yourself as valuable, where you're looking at yourself as, you know, a guy who's attractive, right? What's going to happen is that that's going to play itself out in your appearance. So if you're the type of guy who's confident, type of guy who has game, what's going to happen is you're going to say, okay, well, since I'm upgrading my mindset, since I'm upgrading, my mouthpiece, since I'm upgrading, how I feel about myself and all these different things, right? Naturally, what's going to happen is how do I upgrade my look, right? Because everything is going to happen in all these other different areas. So you're not going to be the type of guy who's confident, who's sure of himself, who's, working on himself and then just negate how you look. It's not going to happen. So what I mean by you're going to be better looking is that you're going to probably start to do things like work out more, eat better, brush your teeth more, you know what I'm saying? Get haircuts, dress better, do whatever you do as a byproduct of you seeing yourself as that valuable guy, right? So a lot of times guys hit me up and they're like, oh, well, if a guy looks like a slob and all this other stuff, but his game is tight. And I'm like, wait a second, if his game is tight, he wouldn't look like a slob. You understand what I'm saying? Now, see, the thing is guys get this confused because they're thinking, well, I have to be the best looking guy ever. I gotta look like this 6'5" dude with a six pack. That's not the case. The case is that you yourself will be better looking if your game is on point, because if your game is on point, that means that all facets of your life are going to be upgraded. You understand? That's automatically going to happen. You're not going to be the type of guy who's confident, who's sure of himself, who's, the type of guy who has a certain mindset and then going to be walking around like a slob. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be the type of guy who cares about himself, who loves himself, and is going to make himself just be out here looking any type of way. You understand? So it all is going to connect. It's all going to happen as you're building yourself up. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is that a lot of guys are focusing just on looks, but understand the looks is just part of the whole entire spectrum. And so because it's part of the whole entire spectrum and because it is part of the whole thing, that part will also be upgraded as you upgrade yourself fully. You see what I'm saying? So when dudes are, worried about the looks and all of that, understand when you step up your game, that part of you will also be stepped up. Because you'll start to realize as a person who's taking the game seriously, as a person who believes in himself, as a person who's, really confident, a person who works on his behavior, his mouthpiece, how he comes across in different situations. When you start doing these things, everything else is going to fall into play because they're going to be like, damn, well, why am I, eating all this bad food and having all these bad habits that are causing me to, causing it to be a detriment to my appearance and how I'm coming across, right? And what happens is that you understand how important your appearance is and how much that plays a part in what you're doing when you start interacting with women in the game, once you start doing what you do in the game. Because you're going to look at yourself and you're going to say, well, I got to upgrade myself on all of these different things, right? Because what happens is that, let's say if you were just starting with trying to look better, right? So he's like, okay, I'm gonna start going to the gym. I'm like start to dress better, all this other stuff, right? But let's say your mouthpiece is weak and you're still not that confident. But if you were serious about upgrading your game, what you do is you're like, okay, my look is cool, but I got to learn how to talk to these women. I got to be more confident, right? And so you're going to end up being a guy who, looks good and is confident and who has a tight mouthpiece. Now, let's say you have a tight mouthpiece and you're confident about yourself, but you're still kind of like sloppy and all over the place at this point. So then you're going to be like, wait a second, I'm upgrading myself as far as game is concerned. I'm confident, I believe in myself. I think I'm the shit. I have a tight mouthpiece. I know how to interact with women. And then the final piece is going to be, okay, let me upgrade my look. Let me upgrade my shit. Because like I said, they're all connected. You understand? It's a whole entire thing. So when I hear guys say, oh, it's just all about looks, I'm like, okay, well, what about the guy who looks good, but doesn't have a tight mouthpiece? What about the guy who looks good, but he's still insecure? You understand? Him looking good is not really going to help him out, right? And vice versa. You could have that tight mouthpiece. You could be confident and all that. But if the part about your appearance and all that other stuff is not handled, that's going to put a chink in your armor. You feel what I'm saying? So you want to be well-rounded overall. So what happens is that if you are that guy who understands how important game is and you step up your game, you're going to start to be better looking, because that's part of the game. That's part of you. That's part of your whole situation. You see what I'm saying? So for all you guys who think it's all about looks, it's all about looks, you know what I'm saying? Understand that you can look better if you took the game fucking seriously. But a lot of them don't take the game seriously because they think it's all about looks, and they think, well, because I don't look great or I don't look the best, I don't look like this type of guy, then it's all over for me, and then they just don't do anything. You see what I'm saying? So understand that when you have game, you will look better. Click the link below and get your bad boy gear. Get the t-shirts, Submissive Women Are Sexy, Binary as Fuck, and I'm God to these hoes. Click the link below to get your bad boy gear today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below.